What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have Theo talks to UFC fighters. I just know conversations are going to be hilarious. Theo's someone who just naturally funny. Like, he's someone who don't got to try to be funny. His personality is just funny. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe, get a bit of thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to support the channel further, in the description there's a Patreon link, a premium request link. Hit either link, make a request. This is a request from Stellar. Let's get to it.
How was that flight, man?
I don't like flying.
Really?
I wore my boots for the flight.
Yeah? The whole time you take them off while you're on the plane?
No, hell no. I leave them boots on. You know why I wear my boots on a plane?
Why?
Hold on, let me think for a second. Nuh-uh.
Right when I get
I
on.
don't know why that was funny, but he just hold on. Let me think for a second. No, like I really thought he was gonna think of something to say.
Looking for terrorists.
Really?
Always assume there's about 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and if there's 4 of them, you know how they operate, right? There's going to be 2 sleepers. So I'm looking for the 4 ones that are going to pop up.
Yeah.
Those are the motherfuckers I'm dropping first. You know what I'm saying? And the most that can attack you, even if there's 4 of them on a plane, only 2 can attack you. 1 in the front, 1 in the back. I got a pair of boots. I'm going boom right to the nuts.
Right to the
You know
nuts.
what I'm saying? Boom right to the nuts. Boom, boom. Turn around, taking out another one. I'm going to start stomping on their heads and shit. And then I'm looking for the sleepers.
Oh, yeah.
So
And so the sleepers is it, but how many more do you think that they would have?
at least 2 sleepers,
Yeah.
if they know what they're doing. If not, there's some rookies. I'm gonna fuck them up anyways.
Yeah,
you
if
know?
not, this is Bush League terrorism.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fucking...
They got at least 2 sleepers. This is Bush League terrorism. This their first day on the job. They'll know what they doing.
Nah, this is a small time outfit, you know? It's probably just some fucking fellas out of Jackson, you know? It's probably just with some guys that went to USM, you know?
Yeah.
That's probably all it is.
I'm
Oh
ready
my
for the real
God.
shit.
Yeah, dude, I think about that sometimes. A buddy of mine reported a guy on his flight who seemed like sketchy, you know, and the whole time the flight attendant's like watching this guy, and I think it was just like a sweaty guy, you know.
Just look real fidgety.
Yeah.
I keep my
guy had
eyes on them. Yeah. Those could be your sleepers right there.
Yeah,
You know, they might not stand up first, but you know they're back there just geeking. They're just
Yeah, they're ready.
Yeah.
They're just back there sharpening their fuses.
Yeah, they got their little shanks and shit. That's where I got my boots on, buddy.
I love it, man. We'll
my
show this
days.
picture that we show a lot of me playing some hoops right here. There we go, right there. That's me on the
Yeah,
squad
the
right
hooper.
there, bottom left. And a lot of these men, dude, had children. A lot of these men had
What is this,
jobs.
like a
Wait, let me. They called me Sugar Arms because my work sweet. JV. 20 months before I lost my virginity near an active bowling alley, our team had 4 kids. Covington High, gangish.
This is
Yeah.
like a D3
No, dog, this is fucking.
middle
This is
school?
7th grade, baby,
Dang,
right
bro.
there.
You were big back then too.
Dude, I was a fucking long guy, bro. I was doing a good, carried a lot of weight in my ears back then, dude. Ears and nose.
Bro, that's what my ears only got bigger after the cauliflower ear.
That's crazy. So, how long does it take to start that cauliflower ear? How long does it take to really sprout?
It's like it's like, cause it's the skin and then like your cartilage. The skin gets away from the cartilage by getting like banged up or whatever. Fills up with blood, and then depending on how well you take care of it, depends on like how much you have. So like some guys you see have like nice cauliflower ear. This one, bro, was like the size of a ping pong ball in there.
Oh
And
my
I would just
days.
drain it and drain it and drain it because I didn't want to stop training, and I definitely didn't want to wear headgear. So I would just keep draining it, and then one day I wasn't able to drain it anymore because the King Supers I used to go to get the syringes, because you do it with the syringe.
Oh, damn.
Just quit giving me syringes.
No
They were
way,
like,
they thought you
no,
was
they're
in
like,
drugs?
no, kid. Yeah. they're like, no, kid. Like, you've been here every day for the last 2 months. You don't get any more needles,
Like this kid's putting heroin into his ears.
Or maybe they were doing it for the drug addicts, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe like, hey, man, we're running out of needles, man. Some people need those.
Yeah, it could have been,
Maybe.
man. Maybe people. The Wire might have been put back on HBO. I remember using
Maybe the
steroids.
wire might have been put back on HBO. Yeah, I see those cauliflower ears in like fighters, and I'm like, geez, I can't imagine like getting hit so much in my ears that the skin separates from the cartilage and the blood builds up there, and you have to drain the blood out of your ears. What?
And we'd have to go to like a place and convince them to give us the needles when I was in high school.
Oh my
And that
days.
shit was always awkward. The lies we would make up, it's for a dog. That's what we'd always say, dude. We like one kid said it was for, this is the worst, dude. My friend was such an idiot. He said it was for his voodoo doll. The lady's like, well, fucking just get some regular needles. You don't need fucking hypodermic syringes unless your voodoo doll's fucking really going through some tough shit, you know?
I wanted to be I don't know. I guess if fighting found me, I wanted to play any sport, anything, football, basketball, and then boxing. We used to do Fight Club after school.
After school?
At the soccer field, we would walk out there and bring gloves, fight after school.
Were you good at it then?
I was strong, but like, what is good at fighting? Because if somebody else, everybody got a trick, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, I do this fake and then throw this kick, and then, you know, I get knocked down. But that's always been my thing. Is like, I'm too tough, too strong.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can hurt me. Yeah, you can hit me. Yeah, you can knock me down. I make mistakes, but like, I'm gonna wear you out, and then I'm gonna drown you. That's what it's about.
Fuck. Damn, that's crazy to know you can do that.
Yeah. How about?
That's interesting to know you could do that, bro. Because if I say that to somebody, they're not gonna believe that shit. That's the crazy part, bro. And that's fine, but
No, but you don't say that shit. See, so like
Right.
as a fighter,
Say that to somebody, they not gonna believe. Nah, Theo, yeah, we not gonna believe that. But yeah, coming from him, just the way he said it. Yeah, he said you can hurt me, you can hit me, I make mistakes, but the one thing is I'm gonna keep coming. I'm relentless. I'm gonna wear you out, and once you wear out, I'm gonna drown you. Yeah, coming from him, I'm like, yeah, I do believe it. I do believe. If he was to tell me, I'd be like, yeah, like I don't think he lying. I think he'll really wear me down.
I'm always like, damn, what's a normal person do? Like, what do they do? A normal person, like
yeah.
you, a comedian. That's not even normal either. What is normal? Not a guy who works at McDonald's. That's not normal.
yeah, that's not super normal. I don't know, maybe somebody that just goes for a
Types
walk.
on the keyboard. Or somebody that goes for a walk.
That seemed like a normal dude. If I see somebody going for a walk, but also I had a
What
friend.
do they do? Do they type on a keyboard for work, for money?
I don't know. I had a friend who was a peeping Tom, bro. And so if you just, and here's the crazy part. And I met him at a certain type of recovery meeting, and and I would see him in my neighborhood all the time. I didn't know for years I would see him, and then one time I was in a meeting, and a dude said he was a flasher and a peeping Tom, and I was like, damn, bro, I've been seeing this dude the whole time, thinking he's a normal guy that's going for a walk, and he's out there trying to fucking show that bird, you know?
He
And
down
that's
there trying to even show that bird, you know.
Crazy. And I remember one time I was at the liquor store with my uncle, and my dad had left
Oh
me up
my
there for a
God.
couple months, and
They
had
I left
this
you with
lady.
your uncle for a couple of months. I not even left you at the liquor store.
He came up. She goes, "Have you seen my kitty?" It was in a liquor store. He was buying liquor because he was a out of work musician, and so he's buying a bunch of liquor. And she goes, "Have you seen my kitty?" This lady, and I didn't know we're inside a store, in a
Oh,
building.
my
And she just
bad.
opens her jacket, bro, and she had all tits and cooter
And belly.
and belly
Is she
too.
fat?
I don't remember, bro. I was so horny at the time, bro. All I saw was literally from tits to cooter. I couldn't even see nothing in between there. And that's being horny as a child. We got 3 animals right here, man. We just want to let you know how would you handle these 3 situations. Here's the first one right here. Is Bryce Famous put a deer in a twister. Here's a fella right here.
Has he been shot?
No,
I would.
this guy's just trying to, I guess, touch hands first.
Oh Lord, bro. Oh my days. Get up out of there.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Damn, dude.
So I guess he maybe got a little close to petting him or something. How how do you handle that situation?
Well,
Whose side are you on there?
Okay.
You think?
First off, he fucked up. He's right in front of it. You want to walk up behind it.
Yeah.
That's where you fuck up.
Yeah.
Come up behind it. I take a knee on belly.
Yeah.
don't give up position. That's all I got to say, bro. Like straight up, like stay on top when you're talking with them deer, bro, because they got that good top game. Their bottom game is weak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It becomes a positional battle. And like I said, he should have approached from the back.
From the back.
That's where it fucked
But
up.
their bottom game, if you're on bottom, there you got those antlers. That's insane to deal with.
Oh, that was a buck. Yeah, that's a different story right there. But here's what I'd have done.
Said, oh, that was a buck.
I'd have, locked out my arms.
Uh-huh.
Now I got a little knee on the ribs, arms locked out. Now he's awake.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna brainstorm for a minute. I'll be honest with you, I ain't been there. I ain't been in that one yet. I'm gonna lock him out and I'm gonna brainstorm
Now
for a
you
minute.
gonna grill a little bit open,
Bro,
baby.
that fucking let me tell you what, that rear naked's gonna be hard with them antlers in the way.
Yeah.
You might have to pull triangle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna get desperate.
Yeah, actually, a triangle, at least you'd have more control. You'd probably be able to keep him upright enough to keep the antlers away from you.
If you want to be real fucked up and you can talk about some animal cruelty, you go for armbar. Bro, then you won, because even if you know he ain't going nowhere, bro. Like if them antlers are in the way, bro, go pull an armbar. Like I said, I'm all about position, staying on top.
I ain't got arm. I ain't even think about that, but yeah, you break one of them legs. Oh, Jesus, I hate to think of the animal going through that. Right? Yeah, at that point, you gotta kill it. If you go for the arm bar and you break the leg, you got to kill the animal. Because if you don't, something else in nature will.
Top, but if you can't sink in that choke and that deer's getting up and you see an arm, go for that arm bar, brother.
Yeah, and he got 4 arms, dude.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like he ain't gonna, he ain't got no defense. The best defense is hold your hands together.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah. Damn, that's a risky move. Here's a second one. We got 3 of them for you. Here's a second one. Now this lady got.
That's a good position.
Keep the volume off. So that lady got took that. Looks like a doe or just a female.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She took his back and got him down.
See, what you see here is perfect. We got situational awareness. I promise you, this ain't her first go around. You see them hips on that? She's putting them hips on that deer's hips. She's keeping that low center base, knees spread out.
And
bro, I can tell you right now, this ain't her first rodeo.
Yeah, this ain't the first deer at the Walmart for this lady.
No, bro.
And she's holding that.
This ain't the first deer at the Walmart for this lady. She do got good positioning. I will say she holding on, like she not letting that deer get to its feet.
She's got that arm lock too. If you see up by that, she's keeping that arm, that deer from getting any.
I'm not even going to comment on this because she's doing far better than I would have. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a cleanup on aisle 3. She's gonna take it out and it's done with.
I think she's already cleaned up. Let's get that third one, the last one we got here.
Shit, perfect technique.
And this one we can have some audio on. Oh no, this was fine. And how do you handle this situation? And this deer obviously is on some uppers.
Oh yeah.
This deer's on some uppers.
Well, right there, I don't see anybody trying to cut off the room. You know what I'm saying? I see that guy. First off, he gets up out of the chair and he's not in a stance. That's where he fucked up first.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I do, because there ain't that door he ain't gonna go out the back door. You know what I'm saying? So first thing I'm doing, see, he's right out the front door like I said, because look, he ain't even got a stance. First thing I'm doing, brother, I'm getting low in that stance.
Yeah.
I'm going left, right. He's gonna have to go back to that door.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna creep a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it out. I'm gonna get
And then I'm gonna creep a little bit.
He's gonna be doing this shit, so I'm gonna back up, go in a little bit, maybe slap.
Yeah.
You have no footwork there. You have how's he gonna pursue that deer? You know what I'm saying? He's flat, standing straight up, completely unprepared. I wish our girl from Walmart was there.
Oh yeah, you really do. That's who you wish was getting her hair cut.
But people completely unexpecting this shit, bro. Like they got to be ready.
You got to be ready at all times. But that's true, man. I think you have to take a little bit of position there for sure.
Absolutely.
I think that guy didn't want the smoke. He kind of kind of wandered over there.
He ain't ever had some good deer jerky.
Yeah, he never had.
If he had some good deer jerky, he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna cook you up, buddy.
We're not letting this thing leave.
That's right.
Yeah, he ain't want the smoke. And I don't blame him, because I wouldn't have wanted the smoke either, had that thing jump through a window to run at me. Like, no, I don't want that smoke. Love Theo Vaughn, bro. That's all we got. If you enjoyed, I hope you did. Don't forget to subscribe, get a bit of thumbs up, check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.